You know, shooting is probably one of the most perishable skills that I personally possess. And if you're not getting out on the range at least once a month, then you know, I wouldn't be too confident in my abilities. I think you should try to get out and do some training at least once a month, because man, it goes quick, and I don't care how long you've been doing it, it goes quick. Of course, you have people like Cornbread, who has just never been good at shooting, period. So for people who are good at shooting, it's a perishable skill. For people like Cornbread, there's really nothing to perish. You know what I'm saying? Cornbread is probably the worst shot around, dude. Have y'all noticed that?
That's not true.
Worse than you?
Seriously?
That's a boatload of
I don't know.
bull crap.
Cornbread's pretty bad, man.
That's a boatload of bull crap.
All right, we got a cool little pistol caliber carbine that we want to review today. This is a Ruger LC carbine, chambered in 10mm. We're shooting old MagTech 180 grain full metal jacket. 10mm is my personal favorite pistol caliber on the market. Man, it's just a hard hitting round. It really is. It's fun to shoot. And these pistol caliber carbines are a lot of fun out on the range. Obviously, when you get out and plink around with them, it's going to be a little cheaper than going out there with your rifle and burning a bunch of ammo, especially if you have one of these in 9mm. Do they even make one of these in 9mm? It's all 45 and 10mm. They're a lot of fun out on the range. A lot of people advocate for these PCCs as a home defense weapon, because most of you can't really hit the broadside of a barn with a pistol. I mean, just be honest with yourself. Most of y'all can't hit the broadside of a stinking barn with a pistol. And even if you can, say your old lady's in the house alone, you know, well, you know she can't hit the broadside of a barn with a pistol. Unless you're Brooke. Brooke did win the tactical game, so in case Brooke watches this, Brooke's pretty good with a pistol. So it's just, the advantage to this is it's a lot easier to hit what you're shooting at with something you can shoulder than with a pistol. It's just a lot easier to hold on to. It's going to be way more accurate. It's just more user friendly, right? There's so many things, and there's so many fundamentals that go into shooting a pistol accurately, and if you don't have all those squared away, you just ain't gonna hit nothing. This Ruger right here, is the first thing that I noticed when I picked this son of a gun up is it is heavy. I mean, this is a heavy gun. It's pretty much all metal, other than the little lower portion here, the grip and the trigger guard. Blake, have you took this thing apart yet? So I'm also wondering how easy this thing is going to be to disassemble. I see one takedown pin right there. Maybe we'll fool with that here at the end of the video. It does have a foldable buttstock on it, and I like that because you can put this thing in a backpack or whatever. And this is also adjustable right here. The buttstock is adjustable. Comes with iron sights. Blake's got a little red dot on it. Charging handle's in a good spot. You got a QD sling attachment point up front. Did that come on it, Blake?
Came with it, yeah.
And then you got another one back here. So it's set up to run a sling. It has a threaded barrel. You know what inch barrel that is?
16.
About 16. Yep. And then it takes Glock mags. This one has this is an off-brand Glock mag. This is what it comes with, I assume.
Yeah.
SGM Tactical. As we've been shooting this thing, Blake told me just earlier that a lot of times with this magazine, the bolt won't lock to the rear once the magazine goes dry. We don't know if it's because it's, you know, these aftermarket Glock magazines are just never as good as your, you know, name brand Glock mag. This one is steel lined, which is a good thing. Why do you want a steel line magazine? Because if you just have a polymer magazine like the ones Magpul makes, like the ones that come with your, what's them pistols that we don't like, Shadow Systems?
Yeah.
Those, you can't run steel cased ammo in them. Anything but brass case ammo, it just gets jammed up. So at least this one's steel lined. But I'm really looking forward to shooting this thing, seeing how I like it. Has it been pretty reliable so far, Blake?
Yeah, hadn't malfunctioned at all other than the bolt not locking back.
Why did you buy this?
For the channel, man.
Oh, you just bought it so we could review it?
Yeah.
Okay. Controls are in good spots. Magazine release is right there on the grip. Bolt release is right there. It is ambidextrous. Safety's in a good spot right there. That's ambidextrous. Let's see if Blake turned this red dot on for me. Yeah, he sure did. Say that safety's in a good spot. I guess it is. It's just a little small.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a hammer, son. Move it around this side, cameraman, so they can get a little view of the action cycling right there. Yeah, it's this thing is a hammer, and you know because this is such a heavy gun, the recoil is just it's not super sharp and jumpy, right? It's just like a thud. So your sights don't move much, even with that bigger round, that 10 millimeter. If this was chambered in 9 millimeter, you wouldn't hardly feel any recoil at all. So love the way it shoots, man. It's just a nice dead feel on the recoil. Now that's one thing that will throw me off with this, is I'm used to hitting the magazine release button on my AR right here. So that's what I just did. This magazine went dry, I reached up here to drop the magazine. So that's just something you're gonna have to get used to. Big old bolt, man. Freaking bolt is huge.
It's essentially a slide on a pistol.
Yeah, it's probably where most of the dang weight's at.
The slide lock back.
Yeah, it did. Slide lock back on that one. Hey, one of you guys get over here and load this magazine for me. We're gonna shoot this thing at some distance. We'll just start right back here. We'll see if we can hit anything at 100 yards with this jewel. Hey guys, this review today is brought to you by USCCA. That is the U.S. Concealed Carry Association. I just recently found out about this organization and realized that they offer some amazing resources to the gun community. They're all about getting you mentally prepared, physically prepared, and legally prepared for whatever you might face if you carry a gun in your day-to-day life, all right? Tons of resources from online training catalogs to a magazine that you get with your subscription or your membership, and they also have live training events, just tons and tons of stuff that I think will be super valuable, not only to you guys, but to us here at 307 Project. So check them out. We'll attach a link to USCCA in the description of this episode and dig into what they have to offer, because I think you're going to be impressed. I know I was with what they've pulled together and brought under the umbrella of this association. So hope you guys check them out, and USCCA, thank you for supporting the channel here and bringing this review to our viewers. Nuff said.
Top 3 worst out of cooking shoot, but
What we
much more reason.
what we at back here? About 130?
Yeah.
You rolling, cameraman? Hunter likes to let his finger hover over that record button.
He's
Look
just
at it.
waiting to stop it.
He's good, boy. What is this, about 130 probably?
No, it's further. Your 130 pistol, 20 pistol shot was up there. You're about 140, maybe 145.
About 140 right here? Yeah. Let's see if we can hit that armadillo down there. Now, I'm going to use this as a support. This YouTube usually always tries to ding us when we do. It's weird. It's weird the things YouTube will try to ding you on, man. See if we can hit anything back here at 140. I'm gonna go a little high.
I see it kicking up dirt behind it. I think you just barely over the top of it.
Over the top?
Yeah.
That's right on.
I can tell. That's way low.
That was low.
Right under.
Well, I'm gonna aim a little high.
Kicking up dirt. There it is.
Okay. So we had to figure out the trajectory of this. You can just edit all that other stuff out. We had to figure out the trajectory of this 10 millimeter at 140 yards. I'm aiming probably 6 inches over the top of that target. Probably 6 inches. No, even higher than that.
Still can't hit it.
I can't hit nothing at 140 yards with this thing.
I see Elon Musk done.
Good night, man.
Go ahead, Blake.
It's no Gumby.
Shoot it.
There it is. See, I went to hit that darn button right there again for mag release. You know what though? This got a pretty dang good trigger in it.
Yeah, not bad.
It really does. It has a pretty dang good trigger in it. It's also got a trigger safety, just like your standard striker fire pistol. And 140 yards, I don't know what that 10 millimeter's doing at 140 yards. I don't know how much it's dropping, but the few times that I hit that son of a gun, I said 6 inches ain't enough. I was probably aiming a foot over top of that target.
I believe it.
So that big old heavy bullet's got some drop.
Yeah.
140 yards is a long ways for a big old heavy round like a 10 millimeter. All right, guys, just for a wrap up, the Ruger 10 millimeter LC carbine. This would probably be my favorite pistol caliber carbine that I've ever shot before, other than just a few things. The things that I don't like about it, the safety selector is a little harder to hit. As I was just shooting 2-shot bursts from the high ready, when I would present the rifle, it's just a little bit small. It's in a good spot, but it's just not the best engagement, all right? So it'd be nice if that was a little bit redesigned. I also don't like having this, this daggone, this is like the bolt release, the ambidextrous bolt release. I don't like having that so close to that safety selector right there. So that's kind of the controls on this PCC is really the downfall to it, in my opinion. Now, obviously, if you train with this and you got a bunch of reps in, you could overcome that, but it's not super intuitive, especially if you're used to shooting an AR platform, just to pick this thing up and rock and roll with it. Because of that, you know, and again, we talked about on the video how this is the bolt release on this side, and typically that's the exact spot where your magazine release is. So if you're used to shooting AR, you know, you're going to go for that when you try to drop that mag instead of going for it right here, which there's no problem with it being right there. And if you train with this primarily, then you're going to get used to it being there. But again, it's not just something in terms of the controls and how it's set up that's going to be super intuitive. Holy smokes, man, our partner at Barbell Apparel keeps upping the game. These are the new ultralight joggers. This is the running pant that I wore for the majority of the 250-mile race that I did a year ago called the Cocodona 250. And these new ones are way lighter. They have waterproof zipper pockets. They have a new restructured waistband, and also down here at the ankles, they've restructured that and just made it a lot better fit. Unbelievable. I can't believe I'm just discovering these things. Blake, you brought them to me a couple weeks ago, and I just found them. So thank you for reminding me about the new ultralight joggers. You guys go check them out. It's getting that time of year at barbellapparel.com. Thank you guys for being such an awesome partner. We love you. Enough said. I like the feel of it. I like the size of it. The recoil management is great. I like that it has this foldable and adjustable buttstock. The charging handle's in a great location. Just seems to be overall well built. Comes out of the box ready to put a sling on it. Already comes with iron sights on it, so you know you can take it out and shoot it immediately after purchasing. And you know, that's good. You don't have to add a bunch of stuff to it and spend a bunch of extra money on it. So it seems to be really reliable. Also love that it takes Glock magazines, because obviously we have hundreds of those just, you know, laying around everywhere. So that makes it really convenient. But the controls, again, I'm personally not going to shoot this enough to ever really get used to where the controls are located in terms of the safety selector, the bolt release, the magazine release, all that stuff. Trigger's good to go. I thought it was a real nice trigger for, you know, something like this. This isn't meant to be a precision weapon, so the trigger's good to go. Yeah, like the gun, don't like the way the controls are set up, but if you're going to train with it, I think it's a really good option. And I'm also on the whole train of saying or advocating for these pistol caliber carbines as a home defense weapon, because again, it is just so much easier to hit what you're shooting at, and you're not shooting a big old rifle round that's going to zip through walls and all that stuff. If you're shooting a hollow point 10mm, it's going to do a lot of damage, but it's going to fragment when it hits something hard. So, all right, guys, let me know what you think. If you guys own one of these or you've had a lot of experience with one, drop a comment. Let us know what you think. Thanks for tuning in. Enough said.